Hello and welcome to my attempt at the most unpopular opinion on YouTube ever made. This is gonna be a doozy. It's probably a good thing I'm relatively shadow banned, very hard to find, even if you're looking for me. Get on my other, YouTube account. A couple of them actually. I mean, you can look up the name, the handle, the tag, the description. I mean, every hashtag on the video, letter per letter, and still, buried, if it's in there at all. Crazy. But, some of us are just, I guess the algorithm views us as a little bit of a threat to the agenda, so that's just how it is. Maybe a good thing for this particular one. Something's been bugging me this week about this whole Taliban takeover kind of thing, Afghan thing. It doesn't bug me what's happening, because I know it's agenda this and that, and the world's a stage and all that. What bugs me, what's been bugging me, is it just doesn't make any sense on any level. Why are they not asking certain questions? I had so many questions that are just not being explained, and they're not being explained because nobody's asking the questions. It's like this entire thing just doesn't make sense. So I try to get into the heads of the world's elite, even see it from their perspective. What are they gaining? What are they doing? I mean, you gotta come up with something that explains it. And today it hits me. Oh, I got it. You ready for this? I don't think you're ready for this. But here it is anyways. Look. What got me at first was all, the fake videos that put out there, the obviously produced, Hollywood style crisis actor kind of thing videos going on. Fake video with the plane, the parade float, being dragged around like a parade float. Nobody's getting sucked up into the jet engines, sitting on places that doesn't exist in the plane. I was thinking, they're in the Kabul capital doing like a freaking news conference, broadcasting it. So we just left. We know where all the heads and the leaders of the Taliban are. What's stopping us from turning right back around and taking them out? Because we know exactly where they are. No. Why haven't we just turned around? Went right back. Like, hey, we spent 20 years here trying to do something, and you just took it right back over in 7 days. 6 days. Less than a week. How did you even do that? Where do they get that kind of intel? Did they take over all the armories? The bases? They would have to know the security and the schematics, the layout of the entire army. They would have to know this is less than a week. There's just no possible freaking way that they did that. How did they pull this off? That's not being explained. Other patrolling streets, sitting on street corners, just kind of, the entire thing is just like a police state over there. Oh! And it hits me. Where did the army go? Why were there was like little to no resistance? The reports that the army just ran, they tucked tail and ran. 20 years down the drain. No, little to no resistance. Out of nowhere, didn't see it coming. Guys, it's all explained by one thing. The most unpopular opinion, if I'm going to put it out there, if it is even allowed to get out there in the first place. Guys, for the past 20 years, that's exactly what we have been doing. Raising a military force in Afghanistan for a police state to control that area of the world. Guys, the Afghan army didn't tuck tail and run away. No, they didn't go anywhere. They are the Taliban. The U.S. military and everything that we've set up there and worked for over there, we were training the Taliban. Don't know if that's actually the Taliban, the force in itself, maybe the same beliefs along the same line. I don't know, wasn't over there, but it's the only thing that explains all of it. We were training and supplying the Taliban, what we know as the Taliban, there, right now, doing what they're doing. That's why they're allowed to do it. That's why it was so easy for them to do it, because they were already there. They were already set into place. And these aren't the most ingenious people in the world. No, they were taught how to do this. They were taught and shown, laid out. The plans were all laid out. How long would it take to do that? You got like a region like Afghanistan 20, 25 years ago, and the way it was. How long would it take a few of the world's elite military to come in, raise an army in order to control that entire region? Ship in the guns, the military surplus, supplies, all that, create the bases and armories, recruit the people, look into them, the background, the right people with the right beliefs, and brainwashed the right way, train them up, have their still certain jobs and everything. How long would it take to get an operation like that off the ground? Well, about 20 years or so. We left Afghanistan because our job was done. That's all it was. We're not going back. We're not just turning right around and going back, take it back. I mean, they took it in less than a week. We could probably take it back in a couple days. Not going to happen. No one's asking about that. The narrative is completely over there, way over there, and they're just ignoring all these, because not just ignoring these questions aren't even being asked. Because the entire thing was intentional. The entire time, that is what we were doing over there, to control that region. Because there wasn't any kind of real military established presence over there. Now there is. And we created it. Soldiers giving their lives for something that was never the plan in the first place. Of course, it was only the higher up officials and everything that knew what was going on in the first place. Lead the public to believe, it might be over your resource, which it might have been some kind of exchange for your resources or whatever they got over there, but I'd say the main objective has been completed. The main objective being to raise that army, secure that area. We're talking about a world elite that controls this army, now controls that area. And we were training them to do that this entire time we've been over there. That should piss off a hell of a lot of people. How unpopular of an opinion is that? Not saying that is true. That is not an accusation. That's just a what if kind of thing. It is the only thing, like I've said, that makes any sense out of this entire situation. Little dry run of martial law and a police state over there with citizens that can't really fight back. Got the populated cities and everything's relatively easy to dominate and take over. You give the American government a little bit of idea what it would take to do that here. Inner cities might be a little easier to do that. Where I live, good freaking luck with that. I just don't see that happening. plenty of dipshits around here, but a lot of stubborn dipshits too. And pretty much everyone is armed to it. Yeah, I live in one of those areas. You just stay away. Just stay out. It's just best to leave us alone. Well, I got a little bit more to put out there. I think I'm going to make another video on it because, yeah, I could be just wasting my time. I'm really not even sure that this will be even allowed to be put out there in the first place. But, especially if it's true. You know, if it's not, hey, conspiracy theory. I'm just a nut job trying to make sense of it all. And I've been stewing on it, like I said, all week. And it's been bugging the crap out of me that I just could not find just any kind of reasoning why things were going the way it was going, why the fake news coverages and the fake videos that they produced, and the narrative that just didn't make any sense, why we weren't turning around, where'd the army go, they just, I mean, sure, they took tail and run, where'd they run to? Why didn't the citizens fight back? How come it just took such a short amount of time with relatively dumb-ish people, completely unorganized organization, having all this intel and taking over things that they would have had to take over? They would have had to have so much information just to pull something like this off. I mean, it's just not possible. But if it were possible, and I just don't know about something, it's not probable. And the political reaction to it just lines right up, because they're not going to do anything about it, because they planned it in the first place. See what I mean? I'll leave that there. I'll post up another video here later on today. If this one gets out, I'll post another one anyways. But, yeah. Put that in your pipe and take a couple puffs. Let me know what you think. Probably won't. Like I said, that's going to be a relatively unpopular opinion, because a lot of people aren't going to want to even think that. So many loved ones died doing what they thought, was some kind of good thing, when really, they took part in raising a Middle Eastern army for the world's elite to take over and control an entire region and form a police state. It's not your fault. It's not their fault. People do things every day for the wrong reasons that they don't know about. Ignorance isn't necessarily your fault, especially when it comes to the military. You do what you're told, you follow your orders, and at the end of the day, it makes you feel better thinking or knowing that you're doing something good for the world, and I'm not trying to take that away. But it is what it is. Don't get pissed at me, get pissed at the ones who had planned all of this. And quite frankly, pulled it off. The veterans, they did it with your help. Should make you pretty irritated. Not at me, hey. Just making sense of it. Hey buddy, what's up? You getting in my shot? It's okay, I was about done anyways. Hey, you vicious. These guys, don't mess with the pits, man. They're vicious. They will queue up. They will. They will eat your face off. There's another freaking bug. God, every damn day there's a freaking bug flying in here. Little horse flies. Get it. Eat it. You eat everything. Go eat it. But you don't want the horsefly. Just lizards, frogs, spider, bugs, whatever. There's no interest in horseflies though. this Muppet. Anyways, guys, I will holler at you later. Love y'all. See you on the next one.